how pretty it is. Don't mind the bathroom fan, but look how pretty. Blue skies and everything. So, yeah, gonna have a shower and get to it. Okay, hope this works out. Anyway, so, yeah, I just got out of the shower. And, one thing about MS is it's exhausting. Like, just having a shower, I'm wiped out. It feels like I literally took a jog around the block. Weird. Anyways, so I'm just letting my hair dry. Isn't this lovely? I know, right? So I'm gonna have a little quick sesh. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about this MS Monday, which has been going around with my fellow MSers, which is actually pretty cool. I haven't met a whole lot. I'll get into this one. My childhood best friend has MS as well. So, yeah, really awkward. I'll tell you all about that story eventually. But, yeah, so my MS story. I would say my first symptoms were when I was a child. I had what they thought was febrile seizures, and if people don't know that, it means that you have a fever when your temperature gets too high from a fever. So I think that was my first clue. I used to get a lot of convulsions, and as I said before, the place where the hippocampus is, the lesion is, it controls your moods, and it swings all over. And so when I get upset, apparently I'd have these convulsions or seizures. I think they're seizures. And I was on phenobarbital for, I think, till I was 3 months, and then just stopped it. They thought I grew out of it. So that was a tough one. Let's see. When I was doing a lot of aerobics with my mom in particular, my mom used to have this group of friends that would come over, and they would do, aerobics and stuff. You know, when Jane Fonda was a thing, friends over, and we go through this whole, like about an hour of workout and breathing and stretching, all this kind of shit. So one time, I remember, I don't know what we were doing, but we were doing some kind of a stretch, and I felt a pop in my back. And, I doubt it was, obviously it wasn't, nobody heard it on the outside, but I definitely felt it. And so I remember my mom's day after school, I was in fetal position, and I was screaming in pain. And my brother, thank God, my brother had to come and help me. I'm like, Dennis, I can't get up. I can't move. I can't do anything. And he said, okay, I'll be right back. And he grabbed some ice. He put some ice in a bottle, or not a bottle, a Ziploc bag or something, right? And he put it where my back was hurting. So I would arch back, and it was the worst pain in the world. So that was that. And then my next, hint was I just had my first child, my daughter, and she was so friggin' adorable. But when I was staying with my parents for a little bit, trying to get, myself, my mom has really steep stairs that go up to her bedrooms. So I was going up the stairs, and I was holding my little one at the time. And by the time I got halfway up the stairs, I started really losing my breath. And then I finally got to the top of the stairs, and I literally could not move my legs. I could not lift them up. I couldn't do anything. And here I had this baby in my arm, and I look down through my peripherals, and I see how steep a fall that would be. So with all my strength, I put my baby on, there's a stairs, so I put her on the stairs, and I proceeded to try, I physically had to bring my legs up. Now, that being said, I really thought it was from the needles that they gave me, had oxytocin to, close up the whole uterus thing. Anyways, I thought it was from those. I thought it was from the needles, but probably my MS. And the final one that I can think of before it got really, really crazy was when I was pregnant with my third child, my son, and my whole right side went numb, like completely numb. I thought it was a sciatic nerve, and I went to the doctors and they did this awful, oh my gosh, they did this awful spinal tap because I was pregnant. They didn't want to obviously put me an x-ray. So they did the spinal tap and it went right through the back of my ear. The fucking worst. And the recovery was worse than that. So it was kind of funny though, because the doctor comes in and the actual resident comes in and he says, why didn't you just put her in an MRI? And all the doctors kind of looked at each other and I'm like, really? I could have prevented all of this. Anyway, so that was that. And then everything was fine. Like, I think physically, health-wise, I was fine. And it wasn't till, I'd say, late February of 2010 that I was paralyzed. I became paralyzed from the waist down. Couldn't feel anything, and I was starting rollerblading at the time, roller derby at the time. And for some reason, I just couldn't get up, and my legs were, how can I explain it? It's like, you know Bambi when he was trying to walk? It's like that. I was like Bambi. That's how I felt. I felt totally like Bambi, and I didn't know what was going on with my legs, so whatever, I got myself up, and I just thought it was just really, really weird. I thought, I must have pulled my back or pinched a nerve when I was working on my computer, and I was doing the radio. So that was, gone, and about, it was still numb for about a week, and I would tell people, you could run over my feet, I'm not going to feel anything. And it started gradually going up my waist. So it started from my feet and went all the way up to my waist. And that was really super scary. Let's see. And then so they kept me in hospital for 5 weeks. I went in for a doctor's check. His eyes bugged out. He's like, you need to go to the university hospital. So I went there and kind of find out that I spent 5 weeks in there, and it was the worst day in the world. There was and it's what I found out later. I found out there, it's the 7th floor, and they say 7 usually go to heaven. So it was kind of like people's last time on this earth kind of level in the hospital, which was pretty terrifying. Didn't know why I was there or anything. So my family, I had a family of 5 at the time, and they really need me home. So they put me on tons of steroids. I had heart problems, breathing problems, put me on steroids. I got a little bit better, and I told them I could feel. I couldn't feel completely, but I could feel. And then they sent me home, and they said they wouldn't have any results for 5 weeks. 5 months. 5 months. They had to go through all my spinal taps. I did 4 spinal taps there, all this stuff. And so 5 months later, so basically I spent the whole summer wondering what the hell was wrong with me. And I finally got my diagnosis on November 14, 2010. And I'll always remember that. 1 is because it was my dad's birthday. And 2, because you can't forget something like that. It was the most devastating news I could ever get. And to me, it was worse than cancer because you don't see or you don't know any signs that happen. For the last 7 years, I've been through all kinds of drugs, and I'll get into another story about that. But so for a few months, I was misdiagnosed, or wasn't diagnosed at all. For the whole summer, I thought I had a brain tumor, and my whole family were freaking out. So what can you do there? So now everybody knows I have MS in my family, and it's been like a bumpy road because I was still getting used to my medications, and it took literally, it took about 6 years. 6 years to actually find a good combination of drugs. And mostly being said because I do have seizures, and what else? I do have seizures, and I have to control my moods, and I'm in chronic pain. And I not only was diagnosed with MS, but I was also diagnosed with transverse myelitis, which most people can't walk after. And what it is an injury to the back, which in my case would be the lumbar, and it fucks up your shit, basically, and some people never walk after that again. So I'm here, you know, I did do the walker and things, you know, I was in the hospital trying to beat an old man, but he was faster than me on the walker. I no longer have to use the walker. I am going through some physiotherapies because I have what they call spasticity, and it's when your muscles tense up for no apparent reason. And it's just basically a misfire in my brain. And so it gets really stiff, so I have to do stretches and all this kind of stuff, and basically train my brain to remember that I do have legs and they're supposed to work a certain kind of way. Yeah, so that's my MS story for today, for MS Monday. I'm gonna I've been doing a vlog every day, but I'll do more. I love this MS Mondays. I've watched quite a few MSers on here, which is awesome. And not only MSers, but I've met a lot of people online that have been so supportive, and I consider my friends. So that being said, I'm gonna head out of this video and I'm gonna have a quick sesh because pain is sitting in. And you know, here's the thing, like a lot of people don't understand the kind of pain that you go through, and a lot of the time I hide it. I don't know, I feel like it protects my family in some way when, you know, it makes no sense, but that's how I feel. But on that note, happy Monday, new week, and so far the medication that I've been getting is pretty awesome. Have been pretty much pain-free all weekend. Shocking, I know. I am going to be getting some CBD soon, so I'm going to do a little test run on that, see what happens. Look out for my next vlogs. Bye guys.